If you stand at the edge of the ocean and just watch a storm roll in, the water looks completely wild. It feels totally chaotic, like pure untamed power.
Right, yeah, but then you pull up a tide chart on your phone and you realize that chaos is actually running on this wildly precise, completely predictable schedule.
It's the ultimate tension, right? Between what looks random and what is deeply ordered. And, well, welcome to today's deep dive. We are looking at some reflection notes dated for tomorrow, April 23rd, 2026.
Yeah, and they're centered on Psalm 104.
Exactly. And our mission today is massive. We are impartially exploring the philosophical framing of this text. Basically, is the reality you and I live in governed by random chance, or is it a deliberate design?
And the text jumps right into this by starting with some very ancient, vivid poetry. It describes a creator, covering themselves with light like a garment and literally making clouds their chariot.
Yeah, but then it drops down from the sky to the earth and gets almost structural, like setting the earth on its foundations and drawing strict boundaries for the waters so they never cover the earth again.
Right.
It actually makes me think of an operating system on a computer.
Yeah.
Like we just see the surface, the weather, the oceans, the apps running. But there's a core operating system running quietly in the background. It allocates resources, stops crashes, maintains boundaries. So does the source view nature as this actively managed system, or just a clock wound up and left alone?
Oh, definitely actively managed. It captures the concept of active sovereign rule perfectly. I mean, in a clockwork universe, a creator builds the machine, sets the physics, and just steps away.
Just totally hands off.
Exactly. But the text argues that natural laws aren't these independent, self-sustaining forces. They are simply the continuous, real-time expression of a divine will.
Wow, real-time expression.
Yeah, if you look at the text, the waters aren't just staying put because of gravity. They are actively fleeing at a rebuke. The mountains and valleys are moving to appointed places.
So if that management paused for even a millisecond, it would all collapse.
That is the core argument, yes.
Man, that completely reframes how we experience reality, which I guess explains why the author suddenly pivots into human psychology. But I struggle with the text claiming this is an appeal to reason.
How so?
Well, usually faith requires stepping beyond reason. Plus, the order we see in nature is often incredibly violent. How does the author reconcile faith as a logical, reasoned stance when the physical world is so dangerous?
The text approaches this by looking at the actual prerequisites for reason to exist at all. The argument is that reason itself requires a predictable universe to function.
Okay, I see.
If everything from a violent hurricane down to a microscopic organism exists by sheer accident, then reality is inherently unstable. If blind chance made the rules, well, blind chance could break them tomorrow.
Gravity could just turn off.
Right. You can't apply human reason to total chaos.
We want the tide chart, not the rogue wave. So the psychological argument here is that by trusting in an ordered, established will, we get stability. We can logically plan for the future because the rules are maintained.
Yes. The author asserts that acknowledging this structure provides, quote, hope for tomorrow, because human reason naturally craves stability over uncertainty. The underlying premise is that if we operate as though reality is random, anxiety is really the only logical response.
Right. But if we operate as though it's governed by wisdom, we find a foundation for logic and peace.
Exactly.
And the source actually asks you, the reader, to pause and consider this in your own life. Like, think about where you feel the most uncertainty right now. Are you living as though your world is ruled by blind chance or by structured wisdom?
It forces you to really examine the lens through which you view your daily anxieties.
It does. And it leaves us with a final, slightly provocative question to ponder today.
Oh, what is it?
Well, if human beings universally crave order and predictability in a chaotic world, does that psychological craving itself point to an underlying design in our nature?
Oh, that's interesting.
Right. Or is it merely an evolutionary coping mechanism? Yeah. Like just our brains trying to find patterns in the noise so we can survive. Something to mull over the next time you're standing on the beach watching those untamed waves roll in right on schedule.